What is up, guys? Cliff101 here, and today I'm bringing you episode 21 of Road to Remake. And I'm just going to quickly point out that this video and the next actual episode, I had done recordings and I'd done live commentaries, but it didn't record the commentary as I was playing. So this is just a commentary on the gameplay. The last time I played it was about a week ago, so I'm kind of watching the video for the first time with you because I can't remember what I do. So it's actually probably a pretty good thing that my commentaries failed, because it was when I was trying to do the Midgar Zolom and it wasn't working. In fact, the Midgar Zolom video that you guys have watched, oh yeah, that was funny, yeah, that's in 3 times speed. The Midgar Zolom video that you guys watched is actually done after I came back and did it after the next 2 episodes were recorded, because it just wasn't working. Like, I was trying to manipulate him in such a way to be able to actually have it all work, and the Zolom just wasn't playing the game. He was being very, very naughty. It was being very difficult, and so I just couldn't get it done. And after about, I don't know, 12 attempts, I think I counted, he'd only flicked someone out of the battle 4 times, and he had only used beta twice out of 12 attempts. I think I killed him about 10 times, so it was quite frustrating. And so by the time that I started recording this video, it was directly after those attempts, which I spent about an hour trying to do, and so I was quite annoyed. And I'm kind of glad that those commentaries didn't work, because it just wouldn't have been a great video, because I was just too busy being sad and mopey and angry that it just didn't work. So here we've got the Chocobo farm. You saw just before with the whole Chocobo dancing thing that I got the first summon of the game, Chocomog. This, coming into here, you can get the Chocobo lure. You have to get the Chocobo lure to be able to capture a Chocobo. You buy some greens in there to feed the Chocobo, and you do that to be able to get across the marsh without having to fight the Midgar Zolom. You run around on those footsteps there, and while you've got the Chocobo lure materia equipped to a party member, and then that's basically the way that you do it. You capture a Chocobo, you run across the marsh, and away you go. That way you don't have to fight the Midgar Zolom. Now, there is another way to get across, and that's by doing this, and you will see that when the Midgar Zolom goes off to a certain particular area of the marsh, you can actually just run across. And because I didn't have enough gil, because it cost 2,000 gil to buy the Chocobo lure, I didn't have enough gil at the time to be able to just go and do it, and I didn't want to waste an episode with random battles trying to farm gil to be able to get the Chocobo lure, to be able to capture the Chocobo and get across. So I'm waiting, and I'm about to start manipulating the Midgar Zolom so that I can just run across without even having to battle it. But you'll see that. We'll get into a random battle anyway, apparently. You'll see here that the health that my characters have in this video is quite considerably less than what it is in the video against the Midgar Zolom, so that kind of happened. So, you know, it is what it is. Now, like I said, I don't particularly remember exactly everything that happens within these videos, so you'll have to bear with me. I'm going to be pretty reactionary as to what's going on within the video, because I only watched about 2 minutes of it before I just started recording the commentary. So we're just going to find out together and experience together and go through the video together, and I'm going to stop saying together. So Now, it is wise to do a little bit of leveling up in around this particular area, because the amount of experiences you can potentially get, especially battling the elephant monsters, you can get 200 plus experience, which is a lot for where you are in the game. 173, it's a decent amount. You get a decent amount of gil as well, and so if you are short on gil for getting the Chocobo lure, then I would highly suggest you only need to do like 5 battles, 6 battles maybe in this area, and you'll have enough gil to be able to buy the Chocobo lure. Maybe do 10, that way you got a bit of spare gil to buy some greens to be able to capture a Chocobo, and you'll be right as rain. I'm pretty sure there are 2 obtainable Chocobo lures in the game, so if you missed this one, see, there we go. Once he's over in that area, you can get across here pretty easily. This is the strength of Sephiroth. So the Mid-Zolom, unless you actually know what you're doing within the game, is unbeatable at this point in the story. Like I said, unless you actually know what you're doing. And so the idea is, first time playthrough, you just run in, fight the Mid-Zolom. He does his flick an enemy, flick a teammate out of the battle, uses beta. The reason that it does that in the first place is to let you survive that battle. That battle is intentionally very difficult to beat. Now, in keeping with enemy skills and getting the enemy skills as well as getting beta and everything, this is where we can get another enemy skill from. That flying dragon there uses flamethrower. Now I need him to use that on Barrett because Barrett has the enemy skill materia equipped on him at the moment. So what I'm going to be doing here is just killing off the 2 little enemies and waiting for Barrett to be attacked with flamethrower, which in this case happens actually pretty quickly, so I'm pretty happy about that. And flamethrower, if you're not versed enough with the game mechanics and the Mid-Zolom mechanics to get beta, flamethrower is a very powerful magic that you can use against enemies. It's super helpful. You see it does 82 damage there. I don't think I use it actually to showcase its power. Maybe against the next boss, which will be in the next episode. But I use flamethrower instead of beta because I don't have beta. That'll be why I don't use, yeah, so using fire on a dragon was not my smartest move. He's literally breathing fire, so I'm going to give him fire, and it healed him, so yeah, it's kind of dumb. So being a slightly lower level for this part of the game, I am, as you can see from the damage, the amount of damage I take per battle, and the amount of healing that I have to do in between each battle. The battles themselves are causing me to, I wouldn't say struggle, but I need to use magic a lot more than what I have, say, in my previous run-throughs of the game where I've been overpowered and just attacked for the sake of attacking. This time I need to use real magic to be able to just defeat the enemies quicker, so I'm not taking as much damage. And if you're going to be going through a run-through similar to mine, where you're not doing any power leveling and you're just going through the game as is, and basically taking each battle on as it comes, you need to be very wise in your item usage, in your magic usage, and when you need to attack and when you don't. It also pays dividends to use limit breaks whenever you can, because even saving them up for boss battles is not particularly ideal, because a boss will pretty much always give you at least one limit break per boss battle to be able to use to inflict massive damage on. Otherwise, you can rely on your magic attacks in most cases, in most scenarios, to deal massive damage. This is the enemy within the Mithril Mines that you need to steal from in order to get a very good weapon for Tifa. Now, as I'm sure you guys are aware and have probably witnessed through my videos, stealing mechanic in this game sucks. So just bear with me as we try and steal the weapon. It takes a while, it takes a few steals, and I need to make sure that I'm ready to go in terms of health, because it's a pain in the ass. It's so annoying. This game, in stealing mechanics, sucks. In fact, before this playthrough, I never stole anything, pretty much, within the game. Through my multiple playthroughs of this game, I've never really used the steal mechanic, because it just takes forever. In other Final Fantasies where you've actually got a specific thief, and his luck stat is a bit higher than what it is, say, within Final Fantasy 7, it's much easier to actually steal some equipment. So the greatest example I could probably point out would be Final Fantasy 9. Your main character is the thief, and so his steal mechanic, well, I wouldn't say for most of the time, but a fair chunk of the time, his steal mechanic is good. I can remember in that game there was one boss battle that I think I spent 45 minutes just in the battle stealing and not stealing ever. So, but I'm pretty sure that was pre-designed within the boss battle. So we got a nice item there for Tifa. So when we equip her, it's basically got the same strength stat as what Barrett's does. And Barrett's is higher than both Aerith. It's higher than anyone else's. It's higher than anything that you can buy at this particular point in the game. So, oh, the Turks. So we've come across Rude. Rude is Reno's partner. Reno being the Turk that we met in the church, and also the Turk that press the button to detonate the bomb to drop the plate on Sector 7. This is his partner, Rude. Rude doesn't talk very much throughout the entire game. In fact, that first part of dialogue's pretty much the only dialogue he has within the game. And this chick here is a sort of temporary / permanent replacement for Reno while he recovers. Temporary in the fact that it's temporary replacement now, but he comes back and she stays a Turk, so temporary / permanent. Temporary for now, permanent later on. And she's a bit of a ditz. She gives me information on where to go from here to Junon simply by saying, yes, I will do this, sir, I'm going to go here, chasing after Sephiroth, so on and so forth. She gives away that information by relaying the order to her boss, which is Seng, which is there, that dude there. He's pretty cool. His character is very fleshed out within Crisis Core, and you grow to really like him as a character through Crisis Core, which is the prequel to this game. It's basically, Crisis Core is actually goes into the flashback in more depth, and a little bit before those events as well. So that's the video there, guys. I'm going to leave it here. The next video picks up right from where we leave off here. It goes for a little bit shorter time. Please like, share the video, so on and so forth. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye.